for video purposes. Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Seercast. Today we've got some of the most godly JMods ever. And Captain Lime, Balor, hello, Bizardi, and of course me. And we have the horse, but he's crunched right next to me. I'm sitting on him, so yes, what a shame.
So, yeah,
Stu wants him to eat me. Yeah, we're recording twice at once. We've got a laptop, we've got an iPad, which we've been kindly trolling everyone with all day. We've got speakers, we've got a microphone, and yeah, we've got headphones, and Lime.
Broken set of headphones.
Lime is currently our translator, so we will do our best to get the questions across. Yes. So, shall we get started? We've got a wonderful email from our host.
Alright, let's get started.
Waiting for the signal.
Yes, first question is, what's lore?
What is lore?
What is it?
What is a lore?
Yes,
That was natural. What is a lore? Which I think is more of
You're a lore.
What is lore?
Wait. Alright, Fang says, what does lore mean to you?
Okay. I'm more Jack's got a good answer for this.
Oh, I can't answer that question.
Yeah, because it's different for us than it is for anyone else.
Yeah, you're always...
What lore means. Go on, you're always banging on about this.
Hang on, I'm confused by what you're talking about.
The lore in anywhere else. So lore is, you know, back history, the sense of...
As opposed to what?
as opposed to...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lore has exploded out with RuneScape. It means quests, it means story, it means character, it means so many different things. People who say they're interested in lore are essentially saying they play the quests.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me, because that's very different from saying that I'm into the lore of Wales. That's the country.
What is the lore of Wales? Did they kill a dragon?
Is it dragon?
I was much happier when it was Wales.
I thought the law of Wales is that you're not allowed to kill dragons in Wales.
There was this text that I made up, which was Lime's guide to speaking Welsh. And basically, I'll show you it a bit later, it's amazing.
You're not going to help me out, are you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We have had conversations like this, but you are old.
Yeah.
I guess one thing...
I have an answer to this question.
Okay.
What is lore? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. That's my answer.
My answer is, a lore is charm, fascination, appeal, all the things that embody me.
I hate you both.
Go on, Rowley. Sensible.
Serious question?
It's reason, it's meaning to do stuff for a lot of people. You know, without it, it's just...
Makes the world less arbitrary.
Getting numbers, which is a bit boring for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Don't hate on the math geeks.
I'm a math geek.
Yeah, I want to...
You can love numbers and lore.
Yeah.
That's allowed.
Look at me. I balance. I love lore. Lore is the reason why you play the game, though. Like, to me, it's the reason why you do everything in RuneScape. It's the reason.
The underlying narrative makes it all meaningful.
Exactly. Like the point of the lore is to knit it all together and make you really enjoy it. That's to me.
Show you why things happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I didn't enjoy any of the stories or I didn't understand the stories, then none of it would make any sense to me. So.
Moments and darkness. Awesome.
Is it alright if we take a technical difficulties break? Because I'm seeing the battery on here and it's getting red, and I'm getting sad. So
you can say technical difficulties.
I need to Photoshop an actual technical difficulties sign and stick it in there. So be right back.
Prioritise questions from Reagan since you need to go soon.
So I'm back.
Hang around for a bit, Passy, because I should head on.
Question 6 apparently is sure.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's a good one for Ray.
is that the new RuneScape game? Where is what?
Beautiful. Should we carry on with the questions? Because I've gotten the batteries changed.
Okay, we can carry on questions. Kitten's back in action.
Yay!
Okay, that's fine. I knew that.
It's not a Seercast without technical difficulties.
Alright, so question 6. Which is Zamrak related, apparently. No.
Bilrak related.
Bilrak related.
What he meant was he called the Dragonkin the elders of the Great War.
Yeah, the question is...
Any information on what Bilrak meant when he called Dragonkin the enders of the Great War?
And that's from Walter.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think.
So that's from Bilrak's journals?
Yeah, Chronicles of Bilrak.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
So I'm trying to remember whether the Dragonkin turned up in the original God Wars. He didn't. He turned up before in a variety of things.
Could you guys
Did
hear
they turn
that?
up after?
what Raven said was the Dragonkin did not show up in the original God Wars, but they showed up after, right?
I know they showed up before.
No, they showed up before.
Because they... because they annihilated Ketzi and they annihilated other places as well.
Yeah.
And it was one of the other places that I think he... Did he visit? Because he kind of jumps all over the place.
Yeah, so Bilrak has been to a number of other worlds.
Yeah,
so Bilrak has kind of ported in Goroho, he's ported in the Bulwark Beast.
It is
things
now.
like that. So, Mod Crisel...
What have they got going?
Amascut is fangirling because his theory is becoming true.
Oh, is this a stranger power still? That's coming through.
Even stranger power.
Not that again.
The even stranger power.
That never stops.
I love it. I didn't know Amascut was on the other side, that's amazing.
Yep, we've got...
Yep, that was him.
Yeah, Amascut is Fangrise.
Oh, right, okay, I didn't know.
Alright, so keep going.
Yeah.
You were talking about Chris...
Oh yeah, Mod Crisel had an intent that the Dragonkin would play a part in the God Wars, actually, when he wrote the Bilrak chapters.
Yeah.
We don't feel that is true. What we're doing is we're changing this a little, and that the Chronicles of Bilrak will talk about a great war that takes place in another world. Yeah. And that the Dragonkin, when they followed, it may well be Ketzi.
I think it would probably be another place. I mean, they did annihilate Ketzi, but the war was against the Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would need to be another place.
But the joy is that we've got 461, in which we're going to be, I mean, it's not currently in the works, but 461 allows us to tell some stories, and one of those is Bilrak's Travels. And this will include the going to other worlds, and the Goroho, perhaps Thok as well is going to be involved in 461. We're basically bringing in all of these strands into a story that we really want to tell, another saga as well.
It's non-stop. Dragon.
Wait. Amascut wants to toss another Dungeoneering question. Go ahead. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so Amascut's asking about the forgotten mages and warriors who were the reborn. Sorry,
they've got the
who
same
were
description as the ones
brought
in
back
Phoenix,
by
who
who were brought back by this strange power, and he's wondering how does that work? How does a death of a Majorat, which is what we're thinking is happening? I'm putting that right there because I don't think that's happening right here.
Also, how did they generate
forgotten
warriors?
The Reborn. The Reborn in particular.
It's a kind of...
Bilrak
I mean, that's another way
Bilrak juice.
one kind of path, maybe sort of explain it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of thought that the Bilrak, for a start, Bilrak was the one that caused the strange power. We're going to posit...
Caused, not like...
It is, yeah, it's so hard to word this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're kind of doing something convoluted with Bilrak. Please wait and see. There may be some interesting comments in a quest that's coming out next year that might be called Zamorak Quest.
Ooh, so soon.
Yes, so soon.
Ollie mentioned something about that.
He's still fangirling.
I like the way it's fangirling. It's got to be fangirling.
Yeah.
This is a mascot we're talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes. He's wonderful.
Alright, Mon Osborne, Runic wants to know what the Dragonkin corpses in the wilderness are about.
Apparent Dragonkin corpses.
Yes. Like the one, I think they're the ones that have 2 dragon heads. Are those ones?
They just look like kind of bit of a... You know that angel out that Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
So that's a really good question. I mean, certainly my theory about them is that Karapak has done a number of experiments. Some of them have been far more successful than others. Some have been complete abominations. A lot of these have found their way into the wilderness. The wilderness has almost been this kind of casting out your dead weight, the green dragons, etc.
The gigantic trash heap.
A gigantic trash heap of the wilderness, and that's how Karapak sees it. Obviously, being in Demonheim, it makes perfect sense.
Geographically close.
Geographically close, yes.
And that's gone along with him torturing babies.
Yeah, but for the good of the dragon.
Yeah.
Science needs sacrifice.
Yes,
Do you know
yes,
what
always
Karapak
for
would say
science.
to these questions?
No.
No.
I mean, who needs morals anyways?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be so much fun to write.
Because you didn't have to write it.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of butt in. While we're on the topic of Dragonkin, I know Walter sent me a very large amount of spam about, by spam I just mean Skype text, about pretty much what's the point of dragon tools and armor, sort of like considering how it ranks to the player, what's the point of them needing it and then putting up another forge to continue making it, and where does it fall in the timeline, and what's sort of, what's it about?
It is now. You love Dragon Ball. Go!
Johnny
Stop trying to put it on Frenescape. Stop trying to put it on Frenescape.
Titan! Sorry? What was the question again?
What's the point of dragon armor and tools to kind of in relation to the Dragonkin and us? Like it's kind of cruddy armor to us, not necessarily for high level, but how come they needed a forge for it and all this other technicality?
I had some stuff about this in the backstory I wrote for the mining rework.
Sweet.
Okay, so you know a bit more than
which was just that. Well, this was my theory. Was that this dragon equipment is just what they made. It's not. They didn't make it to be particularly special. It's just the basic quality equipment that they make. Yeah.
Do they find it stylish as well?
So this is like their
Yeah, they are.
I think it's boss.
All their forebears.
Yes.
I think that it's like it's more like their iron. Like we make
essentially.
in real life we make iron into steel and like these weird alloys of titanium and what have you. And then we send them up into space with space shuttles and stuff. So this is like their basic iron. This is their base metal.
Okay.
Also, the player at high levels is stupidly talented. I mean, Dragon Metal Armor, that level 60 stuff would be absolutely amazing to your average citizen in Gillador. To us, though, we look towards mastering smithing to an even greater level. I mean, someone who's got 99 in all skills is practically a god, at least compared to other agencies.
Very skilled.
Yeah, considering we can defy time already before we even hit those high levels.
I still want that paradox quest.
Yes.
And we mess everything up.
why did you not want me to put it on Frenescape?
Because it's obviously a salesman black.
It is such a salesman
It's
black.
really obviously a salesman black, and it doesn't make any sense for it to go for Frenescape.
Gordon wants to ask question 11 next.
Okay.
Which is that one? History has been brought
Gordon Black.
And then a less than operator with a bunch of trees. Thanks to the recent serene memory, how do you want to see our journey with Jor-El continuing? And that's from Ernst.
Right, this is because we used the key.
Yes, the
with
key
the
on
Seren.
That was you, Steve.
I just volunteered myself, didn't I?
So we want breaking history.
Breaking history, yes.
Yes.
So where did that come from? You've heard that from
That
someone
came
else.
from you.
I think it was breaking. It was
Osborne loves his own ideas.
You've just
They're the best ideas he's ever heard.
What's the restriction on time travel? Because let's face it, if you go too far, you start going like back 40 years, alternate timeline, do an expansion about it.
I wanted a paradox quest.
Yes.
Well, we're doing these questions in a pretty funny order.
Yeah.
Wait,
think someone.
well, now go. Stop talking. You're so talkative.
Fang, shut up.
No.
All right, now you can go.
Bad
Sulking
amount.
now.
Now you can go. I'm sorry.
Oh, the sulking.
I have scolded Fang.
Oh boy.
All right, so
Breaking history.
Yes.
So the Enchanted Key is not an Elder artifact. Can I just get that out there quickly? Also,
wait, it is an Elder artifact?
it's not.
Okay.
It's not an Elder artifact. So to make that clear, the Elder Gods would have no interest or use for, or well, they might have use for. But breaking history. So some of the things I hate in narrative design is time travel, amnesia.
The problem with time travel is it just messes everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes things meaningless. Because
Yeah,
something
so
really
paradox.
important happens, and then you go back in time and change it, and it means that now nothing matters.
Yeah.
Once you've got the power to freely travel in time and alter things, no
Suddenly
conflict has
matters
any
back
meaning.
alive.
So it's awkward for us. We don't want to undo everything.
Right.
Because then we don't,
And one of the more appealing things of the Meta History Quest is that you go back to a period of time in Gillador's history and get to experience it firsthand. So there are other ways that we can achieve that without necessarily having to go back that time and potentially breaking that period in time.
You made this point yesterday. It was like the history quests were an early way to start to look at really, really early history,
It was their own
pre-ethics, pre-first age stuff. But now we've got the gods back in the world. You can kind of get it first hand. So we've got another delivery vehicle for that sort of thing, like the memo crystals.
And I've just opened my mouth about how much we like the idea of God sagas. As a notion, the idea of playing as a god on its way to ascension. It's like a portal on its way to
the
ascension.
notion of sagas gives us a lot of a lot of ability to tell stories that without having to necessarily put the player there.
So, for example, Floor 61 in all likelihood would be in that format.
We can tell the 5th Age stories while we're in the 6th Age.
To clarify, God Sagas was a thing that was really revealed in, like, what was it?
30 minutes.
30 minutes ago?
Yep.
That was showing Meet the
Makers.
Makers.
Do, but not actually.
Yes. And basically, it's you go into a body of a god, I guess. It's like a Dungeoneering saga, but you get to experience things firsthand. And I believe one of the examples you gave was going into Zamorak and seeing his intentions with attacking Zeros. Or Bando...
Yeah, Bandos doing that tournament, doing his own Mighty Fall.
Being in Bandos while he goes and destroys his entire world.
Remind me after this, I may have a solution to how to do that without breaking timelines.
Gordon just suggested Zeros, like being the avatar of Zeros right when he gets wrecked by Armageddon. Bandos. Sorry.
How about Saradomin, Cheese Quest?
All the important questions are.
Saradomin loves cheese. He either loves or hates cheese.
What kind?
One of the two.
This is important stuff. We need to get this right. We need a call on this for the law.
Is it primarily blue cheese?
Alright, Amascut asked... Wait, is it Amascut?
So Mascot asked...
Yeah, we're going
Amascot asked in the chat, actually, you mentioned that the Elder Gods have no use for the key, so what the hell do they need the horn for? It controls beings that didn't exist.
So, talking en masse to a planet full of Sarangal. Sorry, Gal, what am I talking about? Tokar. For a planet-wide lot of Tokar.
So it's communicating with them?
That's it. It's about communicating en masse with their labour force.
So it's not a horn, it's a megaphone?
Yeah. I mean... To an Elder God, they don't see it in these terms. I mean, it's just... they would see it as an amplifier or something like that. They have their very own terms for these things. Like, the Staff of Armadyl is obviously not the Staff of Armadyl to the Elder Gods.
Yeah, it's a siphon, if memory serves. We have actually names.
Oh, they're going to dragon shout.
Yes.
Leads on to another
literal shout.
The conduit, The conduit is the Staff of Armadyl, for example. So the horn has a very different name to the
conduit.
I thought the Staff of the Siphon.
I believe it may... I think in Fate of the Gods it was Conduit, but it may...
Right now, we'd be looking this up. We've changed the name of a couple of things. Things have been catalysts and conduits.
It's the conduit in Empty Throne. Because that matters to the story of Zamorak and Zaros.
Okay.
But that's not canon.
Yet.
Once it's coloured and inked.
That'd be a fun,
story
to tell.
Going to Lores and Histories near you.
We announced in the session, it's alright, that Krez is getting a lore in history.
Another reveal, Krez is getting a lore in history.
Daddy Dobbs.
And everyone is going,
Yeah, Krez!
What was he doing? What's his role?
Did Krez ever meet Nornab? I couldn't resist that one.
It's thinking about it.
It's not a huge geographical difference between them, but I would say
he probably wouldn't, but it's conceivably possible that he would. But very
Gothic Swan had a nice centerpiece, and he grabbed the statue of Lornab and brought it into the foyer.
What's really nice about Krez is it's kind of a window through that you can see a lot of gods at that time. So that Krez story, you can find out more about.
Yeah, he has, like, he's a robot, so he has memory banks and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, why not? Indeed. A kind of a robot.
He was biological.
version.
I was supposed to check that story to see with something else.
You will be.
But I never did.
I'll get you one.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we want to release it.
Alright, so Gordon wants to go back on track, so let's go to question 2.
Werewolf question.
Okay, that's time travel.
Raven's got to go, so...
Yeah, I should head on. Grab something. No, Raven's still here. Don't say bye.
Don't all collectively say bye yet. And then 10 minutes pass and we all look like morons.
Did I do it right?
So question number 2 is, were the werewolves actually enslaved by Zamorak, or is that just via propaganda used to keep them in their place?
And following on from that, also question 3, since they're related.
And question 3 is also related, so this is a combo. Were the werewolves always their own race, or were they their ancestors' genetics altered somehow to similar to the chaos to the Chaos Dwarves.
So that is a good question, because that's kind of is it, were they created or were they?
Yes.
Right. So I was talking to Mordana today about that one. So Mordana obviously being Mauritanian.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Thorma asked me to hug Mordana.
Asked you to hug Mordana?
Yes.
Okay. You've done it already. Of course. I think she is the most hugged person at Runefest. It's amazing.
By a long way.
So yes, they are their own race. They are not created. They're not. They are from their own world. She wants to do a spin-off at some point, but she feels that the Drakan storyline is more important. The Myreki Drakan storyline is more important. But it is importantly not something that she will resolve in those Myreki's quests. So that is actually a spin-off.
Just like the Dale story.
Yeah, you've got that Dayalt and Himal. It's going to be slightly spun off. Maybe in the same storyline. We'll look into that. But sorry, I've forgotten the first question.
Were they enslaved by Zamorak?
Were they enslaved by Zamorak?
I would have thought.
There's reference to
no. That seems out.
This is a question that's Chaos Lucas.
No. I mean, people say he enslaves and they imply evil because it's easy to give.
He gives people a lot of power.
Yeah.
I think those who want to take power themselves. Yeah.
This might be more of a reference to the novels and how they handle werewolves. Yeah.
Well, so the werewolves are cast as slaves now, and that is because the vampires have subjugated them.
It's quite possible that the vampires enslaved them.
Yeah,
and said they were doing it in Zamorak's name. Yeah. But Zamorak actually didn't know or didn't care.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
that doesn't
Zamorak
fit with Zamorak.
So it's kind of a mixture. They were enslaved, but it's via propaganda.
Yeah.
As I said, by fires, not by Zamorak.
Also, I just noticed that Chaos Lupus literally means Chaos Wolf.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why do you think he's so so up for a werewolf?
I know Umbra Lucas and Amor Lucas, Shadow with the Level.
Now they're calling me late.
Oh.
I should just shut off the car right now.
But it's never Lucas.
A house joke.
Alright, what now?
Well, one thing, just for a time reference, I have about 20 more minutes according to these things, their batteries.
That's exactly when I have to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 more minutes.
About 3 minutes.
Okay. So just one battery change.
Yes.
Again, we need a technical difficulty sign. But this is great.
We're going.
So question 5.
And we're back.
This is your order,
Kinda.
Steve.
If demons only projected consciousness onto Gillinor, and Krill's was frozen during the God Wars, how did Grigar take away Krill's title if Krill's true body was still in Furnace? And that is a question from Saroki, and I have been wondering the same thing.
So they don't only project consciousness onto Gillinor, they just can. So most of the demons are actually here, it's just some of them aren't.
Can you tell the difference?
Not easily.
And Gordon's saying that you do all
the
along,
reason I
which is
put that in
obvious
there
BS.
is to provide a handy explanation for various things that don't make any sense.
Legends Quest.
It's not
Yes.
meant to be, exactly. It's not meant to be a core thing that's really relevant to all demons, and it's definitely not a thing that all demons can do.
You give me a headache thinking about it when I read it.
And also Renaud's interpretation in his lore book, the Vernic book, which is probably completely wrong on this, was that they project, essentially they transfer their spirit to another world. They would leave their body behind. Essentially it's like astral travelling. So Krill, for example, would be in our world. He's just left his body behind. Somebody else could easily take him over. That's why it's such a risk for them to leave Infernus and go somewhere else.
So Krill specifically didn't do that. He didn't leave his body behind.
Yes, that's kind of interesting, because I thought of something before, which I have no idea if it became a thing in the chat, but I mentioned kind of like astral projection, almost, of demons, like, it's being able to leave their body in some way. Cool.
I'm going to have to spit.
Alright, see you, Raven.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Go create some more titles. What? Go create some more titles.
Yes, more titles.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Goodbye.
Raven's going to go catch a raven, bring him in so we can still say Raven's in the cast.
Steal one from the Tower of Wonder.
But that also reminds me of another question, which isn't really relevant to the lore. But did Relador, right?
Velanor.
Did he die doing the Legends quest?
Like I said in the FAQ, that's deliberately ambiguous. If we want to do another lore book with him in the future, he may potentially be alive. Most likely he got himself slaughtered.
Okay.
Was it by Neged Second?
Yeah. Or some kind of jungle demon.
Nezzy.
Question 6, I guess.
So one more, another burning question.
So let's go with question 7 then, which is from Ernj. Did the Moon Clan create the pocket dimensions where the runecrafting altars reside, or did they just create the temples on Gillinor?
We spoke about about this.
Yeah, we're trying to work it out a little bit. So
we thought that they just created the ruins, the thing, the altars outside.
Yeah, your interpretation, as I remember, was that Guthix used a sword to slice open pocket dimensions into the abyss.
These pocket dimensions.
So we kind of hid away the rune altars so that people wouldn't access them, but then Lunar Clan just came in and opened those doors.
Just found a way to access them,
I think he probably didn't hide them on purpose, but the way in which he created them.
Yeah, it's just like,
there
you go, there's some energy, I'm going to make some runes out of that using his sword. But
Orange says that's awesome.
But Fangray says that's perfect and he loves it.
Yes.
Oh, making players
stop
happy.
there then, because anything else I say completely
Do you
destroy it.
approve of my title, like the name that I created for Guthix's sword? I call it the Rift Sword.
Yeah, nice.
So it is a thing now. Because wasn't there a ton of opposition in the chat a while back of saying, no, it cannot be the Rift Sword?
Guys, I made a lore.
Lime has created a lore, potentially.
So that's
what would the Elder Gods call it? That's the question.
We did
so next time we see the sword in the quest, it can be referred to as the Rift Sword, right?
Alright, should we move right along to question 8?
Yes, we should.
This is that one. How were the blood and cosmic altars created / destroyed? How did the wizards make it to the cosmic death and blood altars before us? Like how did the wizards' tower wizards get to those places?
Reasons. And also
reasons.
Plot magic.
And the destruction, because you're thinking like the barbarians couldn't have actually reached these places to do it.
Yeah, I think that was what Walter was bringing up, because how the heck, I think it was in relation to V7, V8, whatever. Like, how could he possibly have gotten to all these places in any way? Like, just craziness of how do you even access the altars?
Doc just face rolled his way through dimensions.
My thinking was that they damaged the ones on Gillinor that they could access, but that the altars probably have a kind of an equilibrium between. They're kind of like a network. So if you would take out certain nodes, it would shut down other ones. That would cause overloads of magic.
Why can I see this being a quest sometime soon?
I hope it is.
Let's blow up the water altar.
That's just what happens.
Oh my god, Gordon would be so mad if you blew up the water altar.
What?
Yeah, he has all the 99s there.
Actually, no, let's blow up the earth altar. It was
no one goes to the earth altar.
Yeah, no one needs the earth altar.
spot anyways.
It was.
Yes. Next on the list?
Alright.
Are we getting info?
What were we going to ask, Bella?
I wonder what the next question on the order is. I think we've done. Question 9, Ozan and the Desert.
Oh, this is a Rowley question. This is hardcore Rowley.
We're going full Rowley here.
Alright. Are there plans
full Rowley.
Alright. Are there plans in the future to integrate Ozan into the Desert series via reworks, or will he only be showing up in future Desert quests? Similarly, are any signature heroes going to be integrated into pre-existing quests via reworks, like the Rune Mysteries reworks, or are they all getting their own separate related series in the new quests, or is that all scrapped?
Wow,
That's one hell of a question.
That's 4 questions.
Shut up. Let's rework the world way.
Yeah.
So Ariane kills them.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well, ship it.
And then Ariane becomes a god for like 2 seconds, and then Slisky comes in and kills her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the quest will be, and the rework will be also made by Anna.
Well, speaking for the Sir Owen quests, that's independent of the Temple Knight series. They're set in the 5th Age, so any sequels there would be new. I'm not planning to rework anything related to it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I think it's an ideal, isn't it? If there was all the time in the world, I would probably strip out a whole bunch of desert quests and start afresh with Ozan as the start, with all of that build-up, but that's just not feasible.
No, it's not.
Osborne's shaking his head.
Nah.
So, I mean, as much as we would love to do that, I think I would focus our energies now on just finishing off the series. And I know that Osborne wants Ozan in those quests, or has suggested that.
Yeah, not necessarily in every one of those quests.
No,
because you're talking Quandex, aren't you, and Het?
Yeah.
And possibly an additional quest at the end of
I'd maybe see him popping up in places. I think you'd want him to be in it a little bit more than I would, because he was kind of.
Het is the Caridian god.
Yeah. Like the god of Al-Kharid, not like the god of the
Sorry, rather than the Caridian desert.
Yeah, like the patron god.
That clear.
And that one, I mean, the kind of idea.
Yeah, Amiska just misheard you, and he almost died. So you shouldn't have corrected him.
No. So I meant Al-Kharid. You know, Duel Arena, there's a lot of kind of het.
Oh, he thought you said Kharid-ib. Like, Het is the god of the Kharid-ib.
Oh dear.
Awful.
Sorry, keep going. So I was saying that because I actually saw Het and maybe the end quest. I wouldn't see Quandis necessarily.
No, well, the Het quest being probably set in and around Al-Kharid more, it makes the perfect follow-on from those two stories to involve Ozan because of the whole banishment thing, the exile thing, and resolving that. And I can certainly see him popping up in that one, and possibly in a finale as well. But I don't think we decided.
I think the reason I'm being a bit kind of, no, let's not rework them. I have a little sensitivity at the moment about kind of making something that's so obviously 5th Age and continuation, cramming in something that people see as 6th Age, and having a little bit of separation. Because there are people who do see themselves as 5th Age or do see themselves as 6th Age. So making those desert quests, forcing in Ozan and other gods, etc., I just think is... I don't think that's what people want.
No. Okay. Wait.
Not an odd scale.
That reminds me of another question that I had, which I forgot to write down in my
We've got about
my elf book.
10 minutes.
So I was wondering, you guys had the whole emissaries thing, and you guys were pulling, adding more emissaries in, and my personal favorite is, they're saying, "Oh, lime." You got these guys.
Oh, lime.
These guys, they know me.
Lime, please.
So, is that still going to happen? Because it might bring attention to all of those other gods, especially Brassica Prime, which Gordon is going to say, "No!" Oh, he just did.
I did want to write a story for the other emissaries that we went to.
Yeah, love shot.
What's the desert faction?
Yeah, so the emissaries obviously didn't win that poll. Doesn't mean it won't come out. Doesn't mean it won't be polled again. You're going to hear more about something today, certainly in the RuneScape 2015, about ways that you can get more involved in player power. So there's going to be more methods of getting this in there. I would love to do it. I'd love to see a Brasco, Marimbo, Nick Florin, and Lorna.
Emissary of Lorna.
All hail King Itchy!
Yes, all hail King Itchy. Your dog cannot save you now.
You guys know that we refer to Icflaren as King Itchy, right? Because it's something that Robo did. The story is that Robo, he changed his name to Icflaren once, but he messed it up, and he did. No. He tried to make it. He tried to make it look like we wouldn't notice. There's an L at the very beginning, and I didn't notice that, but he spelled it Itchlaren. So then I went, all hail King Itchy!
Yep, so now we've got...
I know the mod Ollie, his biggest, the quest aside from he's working on Samurai Quest at the moment, but he most wants to do it.
Guys, stop. Guys,
they won't shut
up. Shut up! Shut up!
Osborne is trying to talk.
Guys, shut up.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Mod Ollie's kind of personal project that he wants to work on is an Underworld quest. Is the notion of taking the souls to the Underworld with Icflaren.
There was a massive, unanimous gasp.
What that would be like, what Amiskit's role might be in the now. So you had a very different role at the start. What a role is now.
Amiskit fangirl.
There's some people who've been asking me whether or not that you could side with Amiskit in this kind of storyline.
Oh, it'd be cool. Interesting. That's what Amiskit did.
Oh god. Everyone's trying to A-face?
So I just had an idea. What if there were 2 Desert Pantheon emissaries, one for Amiskit, one for Icflaren?
Yeah. I mean, it's always going to happen, isn't it? The more emissaries you do, there'll be. But what about? So we've got to draw a line somewhere, but we couldn't get away without Itchy and.
Yeah, there has to be an Amiskit one.
Yeah, exactly.
They could be like those 2 Fremlik guys shouting each other on Nezanot and Jester.
Alright, apparently we only have 5 minutes. So
I'm seeing the sad little red dot. So we can get wrapped up with maybe one more question.
Alright,
quickfire question.
I'm not doing that number 12 question. I'm not doing that one. It's really dumb.
What is his JGODS?
Oh god. Yeah, shut up, Gordon.
We answered it anyway.
Alright, so
everyone else's name.
Number 10. What significance does Nechid or whatever? I can't pronounce
Legends Quest Demon.
names.
Legends Quest Demon.
Hold with regards to demon lore. And what of Baku? I don't know what a Baku is.
So Nezikjad is just a pain. Just wrecks it all.
Just a bad demon.
Breaks it. Let's assume that the projection thing handles that.
Okay.
I don't recognise the last one.
Sorry. It's what he calls you, because that's what demon worshippers used to be called.
Yeah, human priests who serve the demon lords during the
God
Wars.
I was trying to remember, someone did something with it.
It's referenced in the Legends quiz.
But someone referenced it more recently, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Was it you or was it Steve?
Wasn't Shadow of the Storm?
Shadow.
It's not that
Nothing
Wait,
recent.
I mean in the last
it was Shadow of the Storm because Amoscut says he did. Yes.
Amoscut knows.
Yes.
Amoscut,
He knows a little too much
yeah,
sometimes.
he just redid that quest apparently. Oh, with the quest
I can
competition.
remember discussing with someone, but I can't remember who, that conceivably it could have been a title used in the second or third ages for a particular organisation or just for a particular kind of human in general.
Or a crown
But I don't
Right,
think
so
we
you're getting
have
Raven to hide that, right?
we don't have a specific answer, I don't think.
Maybe some.
Sorry, that's not very sense.
All right.
Yeah, so with that,
Can I ask
it,
one more question.
a quick one, because we're getting there.
And I have a question for Fang as well.
Hang on, can I please just do this?
Yes, one question.
I've been bugged about this numerous times on Twitter, but the Gnome series. Why does there have to be just one more quest? And Runic just said yeah, so shut up, Runic.
So I've mentioned this a couple of times, and that is that we have changed in the past year. I would say, when I say we have changed, it means I've changed. In terms of the number of quests at the end of a series, I was in a hurry to kind of move on to the 6th Age. A lot of the 6th Age storylines, I wanted it to be kind of filling a lot more of the quest lines. That is no longer the case. There's been a real kind of passion shown by the players, certainly in player power and that sort of thing, that stories should just take how long they need to take.
I remember that was a massive concern on the
Yeah, exactly. That we were in some way rushing or kind of what's the called? Bridging.
Yeah.
Stories because of that. And I want to kind of make people feel okay that, you know, with my Recce series and I want to tell it in 2 stories. Perfectly fine, we'll do it in 2 stories.
And of course the Penguin series.
And the
Yes.
Penguin series, which has always been infinite and will remain infinite.
Yay! So can we end on penguins?
One last question before.
Quick, hurry.
Otherwise, I'm going to be killed by Fang later.
Uh-oh.
Is Grondaban Scoldron?
It's Grondaban Scoldron.
Wow.
Who is he?
You want to say something?
There is a stark silence from the JGODS.
Yeah.
Scoldron has always only been Scoldron.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Scoldron has always only been Scoldron. He is not the mysterious entity in Demonhome you should be concerned about.
Okay.
Okay,
So
big
there is a
reveal.
mysterious entity in Team Now we should be concerned about.
They want you to say that again. They don't comprehend it.
So Scoldron, this is not the mysterious entity you are looking for. There's somebody else in Demonhome who is far more interesting.
Would this person be Grondaban? Or what you think is
I'm
Grondaban?
not going to tell you.
So we end on no answer? No specific answer?
No
better
comment
wait
to true political
Yeah, there was a lot of Floor 61 talk, and I assume we're going to hear a lot more about that.
Floor 61
Oh,
will
yes.
take one of these, this person I'm talking about, basically. There's been a lot of talk about this person anyway. I think there's been conversations about it.
They couldn't hear you because Runic was a bitch and was talking!
Oh, Runic, please.
Scoldron is not the mysterious entity you were looking for.
Runic,
No,
you are
after
wasting
that,
my
it's essentially
time.
Meg.
And that's on video now.
I thought Meg was a Majra.
Meg is a Majra.
Meg is now Majorat. Okay.
I'm Farm Fred and the Easter Bunny.
Meg rhymes with Deg.
Is
There are so many
this
similarities between Meg
is
and
this
Meg,
where the
you would
Deg
not believe.
door?
The number of times we've had to say, just shut up, Deg.
So, is that it?
That is it.
I'm starting. My camera's starting to die,
Alright.
but thank you all.
A huge thank you to all of you guys. I believe have all of you agreed to maybe come on for future podcasts? Maybe.
Skype.
I think occasional sporadic podcasts.
Yay!
Which is amazing.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
So we're going to work out the tech on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Feel free to message us on Twitter or message boxes.
And all of you there, we're going to continue coverage of Runefest.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
And we thank all of you guys for being with us. This is amazingly generous, and thanks.
Yes.
That's all we can say.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Kitten and I will be, Kitten will be tweeting pictures because I don't have the network to do that without spending 7 cents per text.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
I will not be
trying
shutting
to
up.
record stuff. So,
Yes.
thanks, you guys, and have an awesome everything.
We'll be around, come find us.
Sweet. Yeah. So while Lime attempts to camera, I will attempt to
Stu
not
says that he
camera.
is best JGOD, but he's already confirming what we already knew.
Yes, Stu is best JGOD, and that is it. Thank you. Seercast out.
Bye.